So the draft is 20 days away, and Fernando Mendoza will be visiting the Raiders next week. Now, usually what they call the 30 visits, where every team can bring in up to 30 prospects, usually you only bring the guy in if you got some concern that you're trying to resolve. Because you don't want people to know. You don't want folks to say, oh, we know who they want now. You only bring them in when there's some reason to really sit down and talk to them, because it's not a traditional job interview. The applicant has no say in which branch the applicant is going to work at. But for something like this, why not do it? Why not bring the kid in? Why not let him, just like we want this relationship to get off on the right foot. We're going to fly you to Las Vegas, and we're going to hang out with you, and you're going to get to come to the facility. And, if the kid thinks, I don't know about this, it doesn't matter. It only matters if the Raiders think, I don't really know about this guy. So it's more confirmation than elimination at this point. There's no reason to think the Raiders are going to freak out. There's no reason to think they're going to make some dramatic change. But, until the pick is in, something could happen. Crazier things have happened this year. We've seen it happen before. We were talking about it during the break. The Chargers were ready to sign Mike Vick in 2001, draft him and sign him. Contract talks bogged down. Back in those days, there was a lot more that you could negotiate as a potential first overall pick. Teams like to have those contracts done before they made the pick. It happened every other year or thereabouts, every third year. They got it done. And it fell apart. And the Falcons swooped in, swiped in, and took Mike Vick. And they did that trade. So there's no reason to think it's going to happen. But it's just, hey, we got time. We're allowed to bring the guy in. Let's bring him in. Let's spend some time with him. It would be a major surprise if the Raiders don't take Fernando Mendoza, Michael.
Yeah, it would be shocking, especially the way the draft is falling, Mike. It's not like you have Mendoza, who's clearly the number one quarterback, and then you have somebody else who the Raiders would draft, who people are saying, oh, but Mendoza's the number one quarterback, but this person's the best player in the draft. The only guy who fits that profile, well, the Raiders might be crazy to draft him. I've heard a lot of people say that about Jeremiah Love, a Notre Dame running back. Well, the Raiders drafted a running back last year with their first-round pick. I don't think they'd try to recreate some Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson backfield in 2026 and have Jeremiah Love. It's second year in a row you're drafting running back. So I just don't think it would happen that way. And then the pass rushers, there's even debate on pass rushers, whether it's Bailey or Arvell Reese or even somebody like Sonny Styles, who's worthy of, a top 5 pick, let alone a number 1 overall pick. So I think all the signs point to Mendoza going to the Raiders, and maybe they're just talking to him because they want to familiarize him with terminology. They want him to understand what Clint Kubiak is looking for. And I know we talked about this last week, if he's into it, if he can tear himself away from Florida or wherever he is all over the world, if he can stop thinking about his own playing career for a second, maybe it's an opportunity to talk with Tom Brady and get some quarterback insight and some quarterback oversight. Brady just in the room as Kubiak and Mendoza are having a conversation. So there are a lot of reasons to do it.
Something that I have not yet mentioned this week, there was no Tom Brady sighting at the league meetings. And as I said last week,
come on,
if you
man.
care at
Gotta
all,
be there.
If you care at all about this side hustle of yours, you carve out 2 days, late March, and you go to the league meetings. You show an interest in league business. You spend time getting to know, in a casual setting, other people around the league. And I didn't expect him to be there. He hasn't been there either of the years that he's been an owner of the team. And you're never going to be fully all in. Not that I expect him to be all in. You're never fully all in until you do that. Matt Ryan was there. Matt Ryan's all in. Matt Ryan's not doing this part-time. He gave up his TB job, moved back to Atlanta, if he ever left, and he's all in. So that I don't know. Maybe they'll do a FaceTime with Tom. Maybe if Fernando Mendoza plays his cards right, he'll have Tom's personal cell number. You know, Tom won't be one of the guys. And I know a couple of people like this who, it's them calling because it's a blocked number. Like, I mean, I've known you for a long time. You can go ahead and let me know what your friggin' phone number is. Like, I don't even know how to do that, to block your but Tom Brady seems like a guy who calls people from blocked number because he doesn't want people to have his number. And we'll see if Fernando Mendoza gets his number. So here's Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, the guy who's still in charge. There's a thought, he's sold another piece of the team, and there's a thought that even though they've denied it, that he may be on his way toward cashing out. We'll see. For now, his team holds the number 1 overall pick. Here's Davis on the fact that for the first time since 2007, when they took Jamarcus Russell, the Raiders are picking first.
Having the first pick in the draft is exciting because we kind of control the draft. We get to make the decision on who we're going to pick. But we've had that position before, and it didn't work out. So there's no magic bullet there. But it's a great opportunity to get a great player, whoever they decide to pick.
It's kind of exciting to have the number 1 overall pick. It's kind of exciting, but we did not shut down Brock Bowers and Max Crosby for the last 2 games of the season to cement that kind of exciting pick. We were trying to win every game. For us, there's a huge difference between 4-13 and 3-14. You will forever be remembered as to whether you were 3-14 or 4-13 in the year 2025. We only shut those 2 guys down because they truly couldn't play, not because we were trying to get that kind of exciting first overall pick. This isn't on the rundown, but I'm going to go there. I don't know if you saw the commissioner's comments from Tuesday about tanking. We don't see any evidence of tanking. Well, you know why? Because your eyes are covered. Because it's happened.
Right, you're not looking.
The Raiders did it.
Right, of course.
The Eagles did it in 2020. The Buccaneers did it in 2014. There's another one that happened that I'm not remembering.
The Colts?
Oh, hell. No, Brian Flores.
Andrew Luck?
The attempted
Dolphins.
tanking, 2019. Brian Flores claiming in a lawsuit filed and signed pursuant to the requirements of Rule 11 that no frivolous lawsuit should be made. Flores making the claim that Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 per loss in 2019 when they were trying to get Joe Burrow. They didn't tank for Tua. They wanted Joe Burrow. Stephen Ross was obsessed with getting Joe Burrow. And his explanation was it was a joke. I still don't know what the punchline is. Funny joke. Ha, ha, funny. $100,000. That's
just
really,
trying to put you
that's
at
a knee
ease,
slapper.
Coach. I'm trying to put you at ease, Coach, and I'm making a joke about you losing your games, even though that's how we judge coaches. And if you lose too many games, that's how coaches get fired. But here's a pretty good joke. Don't you think that's funny? There's no way. It wasn't a joke. It was something they wanted him to do, and then when he called them out on it, they tried to say it was a joke. But if you notice, it's about NFL.
I've hidden a golden egg in my backyard.
Thing.
There's a golden egg with $100,000 in it. A golden egg. Go look for it.
No, that is
Don't
a
coach
joke.
the team. Go look for the golden egg.
Hey, if the golden egg has $100,000, the golden egg is not going to be placed anywhere except in my account. I'm not giving that. Love the kids.
I will be looking over that fence.
Love the kids, but no thanks.
I will be looking over that fence.
No
Put the
way.
picture back up. I will be. Forget the ruffles. I can buy a lot of ruffles with $100,000.
I bet you can.
If the bounty from the Michael Holley and family Easter egg hunt. Yeah. You take out that bag of ruffles and you put in $100,000, I'll be there. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.